I remember not long ago, 2017, I was homeless. How homeless? Nowhere to live, no clothes, no money, no ID, no vehicle, no anything. And I was living in a public park, in a gym where I would try to take baths during the day, and in unlocked vacant apartments that were probably being renovated for a new tenant. And that is my 2017 in a nutshell. Now, I was making poor money decisions. I was not living a good life. It wasn't my best life. It was my stress life, my less life. And I had no idea of how to get myself out of this. But I knew deep down inside that, look, this is not the way my life's supposed to go. God has given me some tools, you also, and equipped us with some things that's designed to take care of us while we're here. And for whatever reason, I was doing a poor management job when it came to money and finances, when it came to using my talents, and it left me in a very bad place. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sean John, aka your Middleman CEO. If you want to learn how to build a middleman business without doing all the work and still making good money from home, from vacation, from wherever you want to be, you can literally do it. All you need is your cell phone, and I'll supply you with the rest and teach you how to get the things that you need, right? Teach you how to get customers, how to get paid, how to get ISPs, independent service providers, aka contractors, to help you, and let them go out and do all the work while you still get paid. So you're on the right channel if you want to change your life financially and change the lives of your family and those around you. You have come to the right channel. This is not by accident. You are blessed. And I'm blessed to be able to teach it to you. So hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, welcome to the channel. So in 2017, not even long ago now, maybe 7 years, I had never in my entire lifetime had a moment where I've had thousands of dollars in the bank account. Never. It was always a struggle. I was struggling to make money. I was struggling to make ends meet. I remember there were days, it's a true story, also by the way, I remember there were days I would get up to go to work. I was making like $16 an hour. You know, at the time I thought I was making some money. Turns out I wasn't making a whole lot, not enough. And it was labor, it was hurting me. In fact, I ended up hurting my back on that job. And all these years later, my back still hurts. And so wasn't making a lot of money, was not progressing. I was capped on where I was going with that company. There was nowhere for me to grow to or go to. And you know, then I ended up losing that job, and that's how I ended up being homeless and whatnot. So, but I was making poor money decisions, because I always say money's not the problem. Money management is the problem. You're going to get access to money. It's what you do with the money afterwards, that's going to determine what your future is going to look like, especially the immediate future. And even if you're broke, you know, like I was, the government gives you checks every year in January called an income tax return check for a few $1,000s. What we do, we blow it. I blew it too. I would just buy things. Again, that's a consumer mindset and not a producer mindset, and leaves you in a bad place. But that was the story of my life, and that was happening. And top it all off, worse than that, I actually had kids. So I had 2 kids, and so my life was a mess, which means that there wasn't a whole lot that I could do for them, and that felt the worst. It's one thing to let myself down. It's another thing to let those you love and care about down. And that was the hard part that I had to deal with, and I really didn't like it, but I didn't have an answer. I didn't have a clue. And so what did I do? I started a business, right? So I started a moving service and had no idea what I was doing, but that was the only skill that I had that I felt like could generate some money. Not even a lot, just something, because I had nothing. So I started the moving service just on a whim, like, hey, I've got to get out of this situation. I've been out here too long. I'm struggling in life. I'm an embarrassment to myself, and I'm sure to my family. Let me do something different. And so, bam, all of a sudden, I got a call from a customer, well, an email, and customers started reaching out, started making more and more money. And then I got a job that was going out to California, and this job paid $10,000, and I took it. I had never been to California. I didn't know how to get there. I didn't know what to do, how to take care of furniture on a move this size. But I said yes, and I figured it out. I had 2 weeks to figure it out. I bet all my money on it. At the time, I probably had about $1,500. I had to hire a driver. I promised him $500 for that long drive. He took it. He was in a struggle position. He took it. You know, he was homeless too. I picked him up from on side of a convenience store, sleeping outside the door. But he answered my ad, and I needed somebody, and off we went, right? And you know, didn't have the skill to be able to pull it off, but we managed, and we got paid, right? And so that was the last time I ever had less than $10,000, which was amazing to me. And then what did I do? I took that business and I bought trucks and things like that, and then I sold everything because it was wearing me down. And I thought to myself, you know what? I've got to figure out a better way to be able to make money without doing all of this hard work. And so what did I do? I continued to get jobs for customers. Customers continued to reach out to me. But I knew that most companies were really bad at sales. They didn't want to be on the phones. They didn't answer their phones. They wanted to communicate through text because they didn't want to have a verbal conversation with the customer. So I knew these guys and these girls were very weak on the phones, and I felt like I could learn it. I knew these guys and girls could not sell over the phone, and I felt like I could, right? And so what did I do? I continued to get customers and book the customers. And then when I book the customers, I take a reservation deposit for myself. And then when I take a reservation deposit for myself, I'm paid. And then I would just dispatch it to the guys who don't want to have communication with the customer, who only want to do the work. So there are people out there, believe it or not, who only want to do the work. They don't want to be mingling with the customer, going back and forth. They don't want to do any of that. They only want to do the work. And guess what that means for you? That means that you can get paid by solving that problem of them not wanting to do the work, not wanting to communicate with the customer. You come in, you communicate, you book the job, you get paid, you dispatch it. And that's what I started doing. And I took off hard in 2020. Moved to Dallas, where I am now, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go super, super hard on this business. And that was my first year, just figuring out what I wanted to do, and I ended up making $77,000 that year. So I know $77,000 is not six figures, and no, it ain't gonna make you rich. But understand this: $77,000 from a job requires all of your time, 40 hours a week or more, all of your hustle, all of your energy, all of your mental capacity, all of your focus, all of your freedom. But $77,000, same amount, from home, without having to go to a job, listen to a boss, show up at meetings, find a parking spot, fight through traffic going to work, fight through traffic coming back for work, taking 15, 20, 30-minute lunches and getting rushed off of your lunches, getting written up, getting pink slips, getting your job threatened every day. There's somebody threatening to fire you, wondering if you're going to have a job tomorrow, if they're going to need you, or if systems, processes, and artificial intelligence is going to take your job. It will. Wondering if your 401k is going to be there in 20, 30, 40 years to retire you. It won't. Wondering if your pension is going to be there. It won't. Just giving you some real game up front. Save you all this trouble. So when you get to the end of life, if you committed to the 401ks and the struggle program, struggle retirement, you won't be there going, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known this. Now you know. And so now you can see the future and say, I don't want to be in that position. Let's fix this right now. And so I kept booking jobs, kept building my service provider list, contractors that kept growing. And all of a sudden, guys were hitting me up, asking me for work. And then I knew we were at a good place, because when businesses are chasing you down to find work, you don't want to have to chase the business down. You want them chasing you down because you provide so many locked leads. I call them locked leads because they're locked. You don't have to sell. Show up and do the work. I don't care if it's window cleaning. I don't care if it's dog walking. I don't care if it's babysitting. I don't care if it's graphic design. Someone mentioned graphic design on one of the comments in the other video. What graphic design makes a lot of money? Why not middleman that business? Building a website, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 business. You could easily take $1,000, $1,500 off of a website business and put that in your pocket. Imagine taking a 10-minute, 15-minute phone call about a website, book the website for whatever amount, right? You can book it for, say, a really good website, $3,500. And then you can take off of that $500, minimum $500 deposit. That goes into your account on a 15, 20-minute phone call, $500. Let me ask you this. Where else are you going to make $500 on a 15-minute phone call? It may not even take that long, but I'm just saying 15 minutes because they may have to tell you some things about what they want on the site, obviously. But let's look at something like window cleaning, right? And if you want me to come on here and do a list of top 10 middleman businesses that you can start today, put a 1 in the comments. Type 1 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments, and I'll come back and do that video. I promise. Top 10 middleman businesses you can start today. Well, really not much money. It doesn't take much money to do this. Because you don't need anything. You borrow everything. Rent everything, right? Give it back. So, but you can change your entire life by creating a middleman business, right? And so doing that job was the first time I had money, right? And then after I stopped, I was concerned. I was like, all right, I sold my truck, sold all that, sold the equipment. I don't want to be out there physically moving, but I still want to make money, and I don't want to go back to being broke or struggling financially. And so that's when I was like, let me, these customers are still reaching out to me. Let me match them with somebody. And so I got into customer match. You guys do relationship matches all the time and you never get paid. I do customer matching all the time and I get paid. And so, bam, I jumped out there, went after more customers, because you got to understand, these businesses can't sell, they can't handle customer service, right? And they can't market. You're going to beat them in all 3 phases, and you're going to get paid, and you're not going to do any of the work. What? Where do I sign up? Come on now, where do I sign up? You talking about I can make $10,000 a month, 5 minimum, and I could live the life I want to live? I'm living a free life because the answer is yes. The reason being is I can literally be anywhere in the world right now, and I have a virtual assistant who answers all of my calls. Sometimes it feels to me like I don't even have a job. Like I'm not doing anything. I'd be like, oh my God, what am I doing today? I literally done nothing. And then you look into the account and you made $1,500, $1,600 today, which is not bad. A lot of you're going to make more than I made in my first year. I only made $77K because I was just learning. Now I'm doing much better. And now I could teach you how to do it, right? Now you can learn from someone who's actually been through the fire and done it, right? I can literally go to the bank right now and withdraw, God honest truth, withdraw $250,000 out of a couple of accounts, right? Now, if you know anything about the banking, once you get over like 5,000-10,000, you might have to come back tomorrow. But that's a video for another day. But my point, and I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you, you're talking to a guy who was homeless, and now I can go on pretty much any car lot here in DFW, any car lot, and just put my finger on a car and say, I'll take it. I could go into any store and I could put my finger on a product and say, I'll take it. I could go into any purse store for my wife and say, give me that. What color? Give me both. Because I don't know. She might like them both. Right? And again, it's not a brag. I'm just telling you, I'm just illustrating the fact that a few years ago, I was homeless and I had no money and I had no way to make money. I was in a bad situation. But fast forward it, here we are today, and I'm making more money than I've ever made. I'm doing less work than I've ever done. And now I'm in a position to teach others and share with them how to do the same thing. In fact, we had a class right before Christmas because everybody who was enrolling for the class, I would call you and put you on a live training. We would do a group training, just my way of saying thank you. And the class isn't even expensive. There are $5,000 and $10,000 courses out there. My course ain't anywhere close to that. The average person can afford my course. And I want to keep it that way because I want to teach people, and my joy is hearing their stories when they contact me and say, hey, Sean, listen, man, I'm having success. So I've had people email me. If they didn't mind, I would screenshot the messages where they're like, hey, man, the class was awesome. I'm already rocking and rolling. I taught these guys on like I want to say a Tuesday night. Wednesday, I was getting emails from students in the class saying, hey, I'm already started. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I can't wait to reconnect with those guys, and I want to have some of these students on the show so they can talk about some things so you can hear from them that this actually works. And so I get to do it. I'm not at work. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next. Probably going to go hit the gym this morning and get some work done on a project I'm working on at home. Read a book. I don't know. I go hang out in the bookstores, read books. But that's what life could be like if you create a middleman business. Listen, the money's not in doing the work. The money is in delegation. It's in getting someone else to do the work. And here's the good news. You don't have to do the work. Here's the better news. There's already somebody who wants to do the work for you. Why not let them do the work and you get paid? Right? You only get a portion of getting paid, because if I would go out and do the entire move, I'll make minimum $500. But I'm tired, I'm worn out, I come home beat up, I can't play with the kids. My son's like, hey, Dad, get on the floor and play with me. I'm like, on the floor, dude? Like, let's play at the kitchen table or something, right? And you know, struggling physically, worn out, beaten up to make the $500. Not bad. Then you got to take out the labor, you got to take out the truck, take out the fuel, take out material. Next thing you know, what did we clear today? Oh, we cleared, you know, 250, 300. Still not bad, but that took a lot out of me. And even if you clear 300, still not bad. I'm not mad at you. I was doing that too. But, and that's just the average moving job is about 500, right? But then now I'm in a position where I can be home, take 2 phone calls, and make that 300 in 10, 15 minutes max. To me, I don't know about you, my math ain't all that good. You might be able to help me. But I'd rather make $300 in 10 minutes than to make $300 in 5 hours and be physically beat down. To me, the 10 minutes is a better option, a better deal. And I'm rolling with that option all day long. So I would take it. And so I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I would take it. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. I hope I've given you some good content where you're sitting there excited going, wait a minute, I need to know more about this. I need to do this. I always advise you, hey, keep your job while you build your business so that you can take care of yourself. And then as your business grows, maybe a year from now, maybe 6 months from now, maybe a year and a half from now, however long, as your business grows and makes more money than your job, then fire your boss and step away from your job. You like what I said there? You heard that? Fire your boss. Don't let them fire you. Fire them. Write them up. Pink slip them. Call them into your office. Well, you don't have an office. Call them into your cubicle and say, hey, I appreciate this job, but I'm going to have to let you go. Right? Do that and put it on TikTok because I like to see it. That's hilarious. But anyway, if you want to learn the game, you want to learn to play, you want to get the real bag, then let me teach you this process. Let me teach you this model, and let me show you how to get customers, get paid, and dispatch. That's all you're going to do. Get customers, get paid, and dispatch this. Hands off, 100%. and it gets even better, but I'm not going to share everything. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. If you want the top 10 lists of best middleman businesses, drop a 1 in the comments, and I'll drop a link in the first comment below so you can get the masterclass. See you in the video.